I'd like to start off this video with a short story. So I've been working on an AI lawyer application over the past couple of weeks. And up to this point, I was only working with languages that I knew a lot. For example, I was working on React, front-end stuff, and HTML and CSS. Today was the first time that I was using APIs on my own, and it was a very hard challenge. I ran into a ton of errors, so much so that I left the coding session without solving the errors that I ran into. And for some reason, closing up that laptop really made me upset because I couldn't solve the errors. And for some reason, that made me think that I was a bad programmer because I could not solve these problems. But slowly I eventually realized that it's okay to run into these errors. And after talking to a lot of people online and just seeing people on Twitter, it made me realize that having errors and running into problems is a very common thing and simply comes with being a programmer. Now, I told you this story to say this. What separates a good programmer from a bad programmer is not the amount of mistakes that they make. This is a very extreme and common view on what makes a good programmer. However, a real top great programmer is one who can persist through running into problems and is open to learning when faced with problems. They learn to iterate and understand the problems that they're going through, thus leading to them becoming better programmers and being better at code. Even at a low level, when I started learning HTML and CSS, when I would run into errors, I would get super mad and angry at my laptop, and I just storm off the room and say I'd never be a good programmer. When you run into bugs, what do you think about? Do you think that you suck, that you're angry at yourself, that you're never going to be a good programmer, or are you open to learning and are actually happy that you're running into these errors because it'll make you a good programmer? The mindset of a good programmer is one that is open to learning in the face of adversity. It's not that they don't make mistakes, it's that they embrace the mistakes. So I want to leave you with this. When you run into an error, rather than getting mad at yourself that the code isn't working and thinking that you suck, embrace the challenge. Remind yourself that coders, even at the top level like Mark Zuckerberg and these amazing programmers that have changed the world, still run into bugs. Good coders aren't the ones that don't make mistakes. They make mistakes, but they are open to solving the problem. And guess what? As soon as you solve the problem, which you eventually will, it'll make you a good programmer because it challenged you to push past boundaries that you did not know were there. Embrace the challenge, look at these errors as good, and eventually you'll get over them and it will make you a much better programmer than you were yesterday. So if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. If you want to contact me, I'll leave my Twitter in the description down below. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.